to encourage people in their front yards to embrace natives. And how can we do that without building a house out here? We considered building a tiny house in the back half of it, but budget constraints limited that. So we really thought it would be helpful to have a structure and a path up to it that draws the eye up to a structure. People can walk up to the structure and envision walking up their sidewalk to the house, so we can demonstrate edging along the path with natives. We had a long discussion about kids as well, that if kids like a space, it'll draw the parents into the space. And so we tried to envision the world if we're this tall. And so we want paths and hiding spaces and cubby holes and things like that within the outdoor space that we're trying to create. So we started out, if you want to stand up here in a moment, actually putting a platform in the center of that circular space. We're envisioning it's maybe only 12 inches high, that touches on one of the feedback items from the open house. There is a request for an ADA accessible. So since nobody wants to come up and look, I'll hold it up. So our concept revolved around putting a structure in the middle and then creating a path up to it from both sides. There's another trail that comes in from the opposite side. We envision this as being a wood walkway that's ADA accessible, wraps up around the back side and down the other side. So we could also envision the kids racing their parents and running ahead and going up through the space. So we want a nice flowing space for adults to come up here. You can stand in the middle of it. The corners created by this, we would put pots on because we want to demonstrate the use of natives in pots for back decks and things. And then we started creating some paths through the middle. And our vision here is flagstone pathways demonstrating low-growing, either buffalo grass or sedge lawns in amongst the flagstones. And then off to the side of it, so the pathway is going to be low maintenance, low growing, natives. The next step up is short plants. So that's our phloxes, our silky asters, cliff goldenrods in the shady area. So we would do mounds, repeated patterns of mounds of low to medium growing things. Then the front space, we envision mostly little blue stem with clumps of liatris and purple coneflowers popping up through the meadow. We don't want it too tall again, 3-ish feet, so that people can see the structure from the main pathway. The spaces we don't have filled in yet in back, then we would move up taller to some of the spaces in back. That's where we can start adding a little bit of big blue stem in the center and maybe some rattlesnake master and some other. So we've got a whole list of cool plants that we would use in pockets. Envision bringing the path with something neat and trim and formal, prairie drop seed, trying to keep a manicured look even though we're working with natives. The shade area is back here, so we want a bench back on the shady side for the summer. The spigot where the water is, we'd have the trail would hook up with that. We'll put some dished out rocks there so that the staff can let the water run and fill the rocks for little butterfly pools every time they're out there messing with the water. This space over here is full sun in the summer, but that's also the place you want to sit in the fall and the winter when it's 45 degrees out, it's cooling off, so we want a sitting space over here too. This is where the water, on the outside out here, we don't have that drawn in yet. The wet area, we probably work with some of our favorite shrubs out here. The service berries, the drier things here, working into the witch hazels and the 9-barks in the moister area. As the transition from the manicured prairie area to the woodlands, we'll work with the shrubs back there. Nice edging of beautyberry along the back side. just have a couple feet to work with. Again, long, linear, repeating patterns, try to keep a manicured look to show how we can keep things neat and tidy even working with natives. That's the big picture. Any details that you want to highlight? Stunned silence.
Excellent. Great answer.